Hey guys, Jen here, and welcome back to Simply Sims, where today I am here to tell you that I love the new terrain tools. Right off the bat, I just want to say that out loud in case I hadn't said it already. These tools are awesome! And like the title of this video as well as the thumbnail insinuate, I have used these new tools to take a tiny home and put it inside the middle of a mountain, which is probably the most fun thing I have done for a Sims 4 build in a long time, if not ever. And if you happen to be new to my channel, hey, how's it going? I'm Jen. Thank you for stopping in, and if you think this idea is as cool as I do, don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you go. Now let's start talking about this build and how it was actually accomplished. Starting out, the first thing I did was use the new terrain tool and raise the height in the center of this lot to an area that would feel very mountain-esque. And I wanted to make sure that it would be tall enough to fit a one-story home, as well as to create some sort of a walking path or a set of stairs to lead to the home from the ground. And as you kind of see right here, I do initially try to use stairs to get from the house to the ground, but I really didn't like the way that it looked. I thought it took away something about the naturalness of this house sitting inside the mountain. So I went back in with the terrain tools and I slowly created a path that gradually sloped down the side of the mountain and kind of wound with it, just because I thought that that looked so much more natural and just it had such a cool effect to the build. And just so you're aware, no matter which of those two choices you decide on using for making the path to the house, you are still going to have to add a set of stairs from the front door to that initial landing directly outside of it, because the house is not actually a first-story home. It's the second story, and then with the new terrain tool, I've lowered it down to sit level with the ground right outside of the mountain. And you're not actually going to see me add that staircase because, if I'm being honest, I didn't think about it until after I was done recording. But I did go back in and add it before I took the screenshot. So the house is fully functional. You just don't see me make it functional during the recording. But just in case there's anyone out there that wants to have a mountain home inside of their Sims world and doesn't want to go through actually building it, I am going to upload this to the gallery. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to title it Simply Mountain Home. If it's something else, I'll leave that in the description down below. But you can download this house instead of trying to build one and use it in your game ready to go. And it will be functionable. You will be able to get in, use everything, and actually enter the home, even though it's in a mountain. But to anyone out there that's going to try to build it instead of download it, there is something else that I think you should have a heads up on before you try to tackle this bad boy, and that is the roofing. Now, in my opinion, it's going to be the roof that either sinks or sells the idea that your house is embedded inside of the mountain. So I do have one recommendation for when you build that area of the house, and that's going to be that when you do put the roof on the house, try not to make it sit completely flat or too high of an angle up. When you lay the grass down later and the different bushes to try to cover the roof and make it seem more natural, you want a little bit of an incline so that you have to naturally raise the heights of a few of the bushes just to cover the roofing. When you look at the build from a more horizontal point of view following that, you see these little bump ups here and there that I think just kind of give it that much more of a realistic feel. And another side note to that, I would recommend putting down the bigger patches of bushes and things first, and then going back in with those really flat, green, mossy things after. That way you don't overdo one or the other, kind of create a genuine sense of the bushes, and then just use those mossy patches to kind of fill in those few spots here or there that you didn't cover with the bushes and different plant life. Also, you want to use a really dark roofing, a dark brown one. That way you kind of get a dirty, muddy effect underneath the grass instead of some weird shingle or something. And the last piece of advice that I will give to anyone who does want to try to replicate this build inside of their game would be that when it comes time to choose your flooring and your walls, I would 1000% try to stick with things that are stone-based. It's a really small, detailed decision, but I think it goes a really long way in making this house seem like it was carved out of the mountain, which is in fact exactly what we're trying to achieve with this build. Now, once you've completed the exterior of the build, you can do whatever you want with the inside. I was really vibing the feel of nature, so for mine, I stuck with lots of dark greens and dark browns, and I used flowers and just wall hangings that, represented nature or made me think of nature. outside of the one clustering of sketches above the bed. That's in there because I actually intended to put an easel in the build too, and I totally forgot to. But if you don't want a nature looking house, like if you want a modern house or if you want something more rustic or like a colonial feel, you can do whatever you want with the inside. That is 1000% up to you. And just as a random side note, I would like you guys to know that I think the fencing looks so cool going up a slope. When I laid it down, I was not expecting it to kind of have so many different angles that it could like peek up at, but I was so impressed with it. Like the developers at the Sims 4 team really just nailed that one detail so well. I don't know if anyone else appreciates it as much as I do, but I really, really, really like the way that the fencing looks going up that slope. Well, guys, we are about to run out of footage here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. If you enjoyed today's video, if you like the concept, if you want it in your game, if you're going to try it for yourself, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up before you go. And if you are new to my channel and you did give me a thumbs up because you agree with any of the statements that I just said, seriously, consider hitting the subscribe button because I'm telling you, with this new tool, we are just getting started. Other than that, I do hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day and you make it back for the next one. All right, y'all, take it easy.